Cigarettes and smoking. What do you think of when you think of smoking? People who smoke cigarettes. Smoking can be a regional thing, but smoking can also be a cultural thing. There are some states that are among the number one smoking states in the country. The area with the most smokers in the United States are the states in the Tobacco Nation and the cities in Ohio. This region includes Alabama, Arkansas, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Ohio, Alabama, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and West Virginia. The average smoking rate in these states is over 40% higher than than in the other states. So what's the reason for this? Some factors: tobacco industry lobbying. It's a tobacco industry, and they have lax smoking laws. So tobacco production, Tobacco industry is a big industry in Kentucky. What are the number one states for producing tobacco? Think of this. The leading tobacco producing states in the United States are North Carolina and Kentucky. In 2022, North Carolina produced over 249 million pounds of tobacco, making it the top producer. North Carolina is also the largest exporter of tobacco. In 2022, Kentucky had 984 tobacco farms, which is fewer than the 4,537 farms in 2012. Kentucky's share of tobacco farms in the United States has declined from 42% in 2017 to 33% in 2022. Other states that produce tobacco, including Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. The United States is the fifth largest producer of tobacco producing in the country in the world, behind China, India, Brazil, and Indonesia. Tobacco production in the United States has declined from 171 billion pounds in 1997 to 431.6 million pounds in 2022. What they call it, the war on tobacco, war on cigarettes, and war on smokers. That's why in the Appalachian areas and in Kentucky, you're going to see a lot of people who smoke cigarettes. A lot of your factory workers smoke cigarettes. And it's like a cultural thing. And I worked in a restaurant with a boss, and I was going to quit smoking. He actually got mad at me. They said, "What are you trying to do? Put the tobacco farmers out of business?" So really, it's a cultural thing, on one side of my family, I have, everybody in the family smoking cigarettes in the family. That's what everyone does, is smoke cigarettes, Some places you're going to find high numbers of people in the families and people who smoke cigarettes. You go into factories and jobs, everybody goes outside and smokes. That's just part of it, So really, you want to take care of your health, and it's important to take care of your health. Like my dad died of a heart failure when he was 53, not just from his smoking, but also from the medicines, can contribute if you don't take care of yourself to heart failure and heart problems from some of the medicines you can take. So the doctors don't tell you that when they give you medicine. It can have side effects of making your body retain cholesterol, making cholesterol build up in your body, and hardening of the arteries from medicines you take. So even though it's good to quit smoking, you tell people to quit smoking, but you do it with gentleness, in a gentle way, so as not to offend people, because a lot of people smoke not because they consciously want to support the tobacco farmers, But it's also like the coal, you know? The war on coal. You have to understand there are a lot of coal miners and people who make a living in coal mines in the coal industry. You know, if you're going to switch to electric vehicles and solar power and all this stuff, you're going to have to give people a chance and give them time to switch their industries and switch the industries over to a new kind of industry. You know? Because, I mean, you can't just squash them, you know. Like Obama and some of these other people, you know, they didn't care much about the, you know, the coal industry, the people that have to make a living in these Appalachian areas where people are poor. There's not much big industry in these areas, and there's not many good jobs. These people, you know, work at these jobs, you know, with good industry because it's the only real good money that there is, you know. So that's kind of my thought, you know, even though I quit smoking for my health. But that's just my thought on the local culture and kind of the origins of the local culture, and also the tobacco smoking. Maybe some of the local people hundreds of years ago picked up smoking tobacco from the Indians, the Native Americans. Because the Native Americans grew tobacco and used the tobacco, the Native Americans did. It was a ritual thing to use tobacco, so picked it up from the Native Americans, you know, partially. So, you know, it's become part of the culture of the area to smoke cigarettes. So I just thought I would throw this in, and a little insight and a little understanding, you know, just for those people, not people that are from here, because they do understand it. But if you're from another part of the country, if you're from California, if you're from Washington State, if you're from New Jersey or somewhere in New York or Maine, you may not understand. So it's kind of the tobacco nation, you know. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.